CTV News with Jack Morse.
If you're hitting the road and heading north for the Thanksgiving long weekend, you're not alone, as you can see there. It's a live look at the crawl to cottage country. Thanks for joining us. It's the last big travel weekend of the season. Local businesses looking to make some fall sales, and police are watching the roads. CTV's Mike Lang takes a look at how our region's getting ready for Thanksgiving.
It's the last long weekend before the holiday season, and with it, the usual rush to head north. Traffic on the 400 crawling this afternoon, with travelers catching a break at the Barrie en route.
Going to Lake Talon, which is about a half hour east of North Bay.
Going to spend some time out, have a bonfire, do all kind of the classic stuff that I grew up doing.
This vendor in from an orchard in Clarksburg selling fresh apples to drivers.
We have the Crimson Crisp, and we have the Cortland, which is very famous for baking, eating, snacking as well. But the most popular is the Honey Crisp, and I'm all out of Gala.
Local orchards and farms gearing up for their long weekend crowds.
It's the important weekend of October. It's probably even bigger than Halloween itself.
Chapel Farms, just north of Barrie, expecting 1,000+ visitors who will be picking from upwards of 100,000 pumpkins from the farm's pumpkin patch.
They make it a tradition to come here and extended families, and make it part of their Thanksgiving celebration.
There's one at 113, so still he's getting up there in speed.
Provincial police say Thanksgiving has been the deadliest long weekend on OPP patrolled roads in recent years, with 54 deaths over the last decade. And so far this year, there have been more than 200 deaths on our roads.
269 people are not coming home to visit their family this weekend, and very likely because of a very preventable cause.
The OPP joining police services across the country this weekend with Operation Impact, clamping down on the big four leading causes of death.
Aggressive driving, distracted driving, impaired driving, seatbelt use. The responsibility of driving safely, attentively, and share the road responsibly is what we need drivers to do.
Drivers are also reminded to pay extra attention to motorcyclists this weekend, while motorcyclists and ATV riders are urged to wear their helmets and make themselves as visible as possible. Mike Lang, CTV News, Barrie.
Now, the provincial police got a head start cracking down on dangerous driving, taking to the sky over Highway 11. In just 4 hours Thursday, over 50 drivers were stopped, and many were charged, mostly for following too close. Leading causes of serious crashes, the OPP aircraft radioed officers on the ground to catch the aggressive and impaired drivers in real time. And don't be surprised if you see them overhead again this long weekend. As a reminder, some of City of Barrie services won't be available this Thanksgiving weekend. Barrie Transit isn't running, City Hall's closed, and all recreation community services are canceled on the holiday Monday. Downtown parking will be free, but the waterfront and marina lots are still enforced around the clock. For families still feeling squeezed on the grocery budget, a small sign of relief this Thanksgiving amid soaring prices. According to a study, the price of a traditional turkey dinner for a family of 4 only went up by about 18 cents, with turkeys costing roughly the same or slightly cheaper. The downside, the sides are taking the stuffing out of your wallet.
If you're accustomed to buying anything in a can, this year you will be paying more due to tariffs. So if you want to save money, make your own gravy, make your own cranberries at home.
Researchers also say families are switching up the meat at the center of the table, opting for ham over turkey. Pork is the cheapest protein right now. And while turkeys are being prepped, drivers are en route, and now there's only one question: will Mother Nature play ball? Let's ask Casey Colby with a first look at your weekend forecast.
Well, we're getting a little shower right now, Jack. A little weekend shower, early shower. Is it going to last? I don't think it's going to last off and on, unlike the turkey hangover, if you know what I mean, or the ham hangover. Mostly turkey, though. It puts us to sleep, doesn't it? Delicious, absolutely, as is the first look at the forecast. To a degree, it truly is. First weather brought to you by Presler Injury Law. Call 1-800-JUSTICE. 15 degrees. Yes, we are enjoying a bit of a shower right now, although I do see parts of blue sky around our area. Winds are out of the south, 17 kilometers an hour. Let's take a look at the temperature outside your door. Well, looks like 16 degrees in Allison, 16 in Toronto, 16 in the Sunshine City of Orillia, 15 in Gravenhurst, 16 in Perry, make that 15 in Perry Sound, and this is what we're experiencing right now as we speak. Radar satellite images. A little bit of a shower coming down right now. Is it to last? Well, it's moving pretty quick, but there is a little bit of rain in the forecast, certainly in the long weekend forecast, and coming up, I'll let you know just how much rain your turkey is going to experience. Jack, back inside.
Thanks, Casey. Keep your eye out for turkeys out there. It may be more than 3 weeks since a fire forced tenants out of a Barrie apartment building, but for them, it's still not over. Locked out with no way to get back what they left behind. CTV's Luke Simard reports.
21 days later, this apartment complex on Ross Street remains vacant after an early morning electrical fire resulted in the building being deemed unsafe by the city of Barrie. Some tenants of 96 Ross Street still find themselves sleeping in hotels, while others have found short-term housing.
It wasn't easy, that's for sure. Trying to find, because usually most places obviously you need your first and last, and trying to come up with that and finding a spot that will accommodate on such a quick move-in time, that was the hard part.
For others, delaying plans.
We actually had to change our plans entirely with the lack of communication from Skyview. I really don't know how I'm supposed to be moving all the way out to Nova Scotia.
Items that she might not get to see again if the building remains unsafe.
It'd be absolutely heartbreaking with all the sentimental and valuable items I have in there. I'm talking about family heirlooms, and I have quite the valuable collection of restaurant equipment and tools up in there.
According to the city, Skyview Living Management must correct unsafe conditions before October 24th, including complete building permit application processes and submit plans. Today, a representative from Skyview released a statement to CTV News saying Skyview is taking all the appropriate steps as guided by the authorities in order to rectify this situation in a safe and timely manner. The scope of work is unknown at this time, pending further investigation. The statement went on to say the company has refunded tenants' rent for the month of September.
And we're hoping for the best, and it's just taking too long. Like I said, it's getting colder out now. All my kids' belongings, like his winter clothes, we got told 1 to 2 weeks. We didn't prepare for winter or like this cold weather.
CTV News asked Skyview when tenants will be allowed back in the building to gather their belongings, to which it replied they are waiting on the city's approval. CTV News then reached out to city officials who confirmed that Skyview has not submitted any of the required documents to rectify the building. Luke Samar, CTV News, Barrie.
A car fire near the Tiffin boat launch set emergency crews rushing to the scene. This was just after 8 this morning. Barrie police responded quickly and one person was taken into custody. No charges have been laid at this time, but the investigation continues with the help of the Ontario Fire Marshal. Officials have not released any details on what may have caused the fire. Meanwhile, a fire has caused heavy damage to a landmark building in downtown Lakefield. It broke out in the Kawartha Home Hardware building. No injuries are reported, but Queen Street may be closed for days as a result. The fire marshal has been called in to investigate. And police in Vaughan are investigating an attempted jewelry store robbery. This is a look at the scene over near Weston Road and Highway 7, where officials say a driver reversed into the store around 11 this morning. No one was hurt and no merchandise was stolen. South of the border, officers in Ohio were called to a bit of a unique situation. A large orange inflatable pumpkin on the loose. The officers were called to pursue and detain it. It was eventually returned home, back to display for the neighborhood. And coming back home, a former lawyer with a dark past was back in court today, this time in Barrie for a very different reason. CTV's Mike Arcelides has the story.
A combative Duran Jordan Coleman walked into the Barrie courthouse today for a small claims court proceeding with a longtime friend he admits loaned him money 2.5 years ago. A debt Coleman concedes he has not repaid the plaintiff, who says the debt has grown to more than $35,000 with interest factored in. Acting on his own behalf, the disgraced former lawyer told the court, "I have never denied liability. I consent to judgment," adding, "They want to teach Mr. Coleman a lesson because I'm the bad guy." Coleman's wife, Suzanne Ranella, is also listed as a defendant in the case. The plaintiff, Nicholas Sardone, argues Coleman promised to pay him back the money in 3 months, and Ranella signed Coleman's promissory note to guarantee the loan.
Do you have anything to say about this litigation? that it has nothing to do with me and I get dragged into everything.
Coleman claims he doesn't have the money and can barely afford paying his bills, telling the court he is on ODSP and can only afford paying between $100 and $200 a month, saying the unfortunate reality is it would take him about 30 years to repay the loan. Once a practicing lawyer, Coleman turned to a life of crime about 25 years ago, fueled by his gambling addiction. Coleman lost his license after being found guilty of defrauding 20 clients out of more than $1.2 million. After serving his sentence, Coleman was arrested again. In 2015, Coleman was one of 19 men arrested in an operation led by the RCMP, targeting the Ndrangheta criminal organization in York Region and the GTA. Coleman pleaded guilty to counseling in the commission of an offense of extortion for a criminal organization and was sentenced to 10 months behind bars. 2 years ago, Coleman spent 40 days in jail, bailed out by his surety after police in Wasaga Beach pulled him over with a now convicted drug dealer. Police charged Coleman with having loaded guns, ammo, cocaine, and opioids with him for the purpose of trafficking the drugs. Months later, all his charges were dropped when police couldn't tie his fingerprints to the guns and drugs found in the car. Sardone's paralegal Matthew Lund says his client has learned his lesson after trusting Coleman would pay him back.
Make sure that you have a clear and concise contract and that the person that you are lending money to doesn't have such a long and storied history of ripping so many people off.
Counsel for the plaintiff saying if a settlement hasn't been reached before then, the matter is expected to continue in 3 to 5 months with trial. Mike Arsledy, CTV News, Barrie.
Prime Minister Mark Carney welcomed the head of FIFA to the nation's capital today.
I brought you a little souvenir. No, it's not a souvenir actually. It's my ticket. It's your ticket. Because you have, of course, to come for the opening game here in Canada. As you can see, row 1, seat number 1, and ticket number 0001, of course, for you.
Gianni Infantino was in Ottawa ahead of the next summer's World Cup when Canada will host 13 matches, 6 in Toronto and 7 in Vancouver. Carney is set to attend tonight's friendly match between Canada and Australia in Montreal. Both countries have qualified for the World Cup. Carney was also busy today outlining 3 new measures Canadians can expect from his fall budget. For more on that, here's CTV's Rachel Aiello.
Today, the Prime Minister took a long-promised step towards ensuring all Canadians are fully covered under this country's social safety net. Starting next year, the Canada Revenue Agency will automatically file taxes for low-income individuals.
This program will pay out hundreds of millions of dollars in benefits in the next few years that would otherwise be left unclaimed.
The Liberals are also making a pilot program that provides food to schools nationwide permanent, and are renewing the Canada Strong Pass, making museums, parks, and train tickets cheaper for a month over the December holidays and again for summer 2026.
Since no one can possibly experience all that Canada has to offer in just a few short months.
The announcement, the start of a political communication strategy.
Today was a preview of some of the things we're going to see in the next federal budget.
There's going to be more good news, trust me.
That was exactly my question.
Trust me.
But not all see it as good news.
They're printing cash to pay for their out-of-control spending.
Today, the government couldn't say why the years-old Liberal promise to make tax filing easier hadn't been acted on sooner, or why it'll take until 2028 to fully implement it.
I mean, we can talk all day about why something didn't happen in 2023 or 24 or 22, what have you, but I know certainly moving forward in this budget, 25, 26, 27, we have ambitious goals.
The Prime Minister said these measures will be considered operational rather than capital expenditures, a new distinction this government intends to make in its budgets. Rachel Aiello, CTV News, Ottawa.
Now, Canada Post mail delivery is set to resume tomorrow, but don't expect business as usual. Striking postal workers are shifting to rotating walkouts as talks drag on and a deal remains out of reach. CTV's Beth McDonnell has more from the letter processing plant.
Do we like the color arrangement?
Yes. For 11 years, Province of Canada owner Julie Brown was a loyal Canada Post customer. She used the service to ship up to 1,500 orders a month for its unbeatable pricing and reach across the country. She even stayed with Canada Post after last year's strike before the holidays. But with so much uncertainty since, she's taking her business elsewhere.
I hate to do it. If I'm being honest, we love our Canada Post, the people we work with. I mean, we have just great people throughout the years. Normally, they're so reliable and so great and can really do the job so well. So it's a shame that we're here again.
Canada Post negotiate. Starting tomorrow, Cup W, the union representing 55,000 employees, says mail and parcels will be moving again, ending its national strike and moving to rotating strikes. That means postal stations, letter carriers, or a processing plant will take turns going on strike. It could be in Toronto one day, somewhere out east, or out west another, which the union says will cause headaches for management.
Community senior groups have been speaking up. Mayors have been speaking up. They want postal services to continue on, the ones they have. But we are postal workers. What we do best is deliver mail, and we're returning to keep this Canadian economy going.
The return to work without a resolution to the labor dispute is thanks not only to the company's steep decline over the past 15 years, but also denial from the union, says this professor who studies the Crown Corporation.
They're finally realizing that their leverage is declined precipitously because millions of Canadians are no longer using the post office.
He says the former Liberal government and management has been in denial too. Just over 2 weeks ago, Ottawa allowed Canada Post to make changes to the business before a deal was reached with the union, which caused workers to walk off the job. While rotating strikes are somewhat of a relief to Brown, she hopes the two sides can get to a good place because small businesses want stability.
This adds so much to our workload when these things happen. And as a small business, there's been so much going on this year that this just pushes us over the edge, especially during the holiday season.
Canada Post says it welcomes employees back and postal service will begin to resume next week. But uncertainty and instability will continue because of the rotating strikes. And as a result, all service guarantees will be suspended.
Beth McDonnell, CTV News.
Good news for Georgian College, getting a boost from Ottawa. The school's Centre of Industrial Simulation and Prototyping has gotten $1 million from the Canada Foundation for Innovation. This will help fund to expand the centre with new upgrades and advanced software. The spending aims to support the college, providing students with education in automotive, energy, and the manufacturing industry. Blue Jays fans have plenty to be thankful for this Thanksgiving weekend. The team is headed to the ALCS for the first time in nearly a decade, but getting tickets, that's a whole other game. Here's CTV's Rahim Ladani with more.
It seems like everyone is trying to get their hands on tickets for the Blue Jays American League Championship Series.
We paid like $3,000 for our tickets.
300 US
per person.
Yeah.
After the Jays defeated the Yankees in 4 games, those who had tickets for Game 5 in Toronto were refunded. But when they went to buy the same tickets for this upcoming playoff round,
prices went up, by like $200. Yeah, it was crazy.
The Jays will face either the Seattle Mariners or Detroit Tigers in the ALCS. And there's one reason why many are hoping it's the team across the Ambassador Bridge.
If Detroit wins tonight, we might go down to Detroit and support them away.
I was looking, it's like $200 cheaper, so it's more affordable that way, right?
Wherever fans are watching the games from, this song will be pumping them up.
Like the knife in and I'm locked in, it's game time.
Titled I Want It All. This is a unique collaboration between Toronto rapper Sorry and the legendary Randy Bachman on guitar.
We're bouncing back ideas. He loves the song. He's sending me riffs. I'm sending him hooks. I'm sending him verses. Because the main point of this song is that we want to make it not only memorable, but anthemic.
As this unofficial anthem gains popularity, people are hoping the Jays can provide another iconic Canadian moment.
I vividly remember jumping off my couch when Joe Carter hit that game-winning home run back in the 90s. So I'm just hoping that we get to re-experience all that again. It would be great for the next generation to see and to experience nationwide.
But first, they have to win the ALCS, with Game 1 going Sunday night. Rahim Ladani, CTV News.
The Blue Jays are one step closer to that October glory, and fans here in Barrie have a front row seat to the action.
We have 7 TVs, and the nice thing about our TVs is if there's a Jays game and a Leafs game and or a football game, we can have different TVs on to please every customer.
Game 1 of the ALCS hits the field at Rogers Centre this Sunday, and if you can't make it to Toronto, how about Mulcaster Street? CW Coops in downtown Barrie is getting ready to host watch parties for every single playoff game.
I worked Sunday and got off work for 5 and decided the game was on, you have to stay for one drink. Bar was packed, the whole restaurant was packed, and the vibe, it was like you were actually at the game. And I had some of the customers saying, it's almost like you're there, but you're not spending $25 on a beer. You're spending $4 to $5 on a beer. And you're with other people and you can have those conversations. And we had the TV volume cranked and just everyone was cheering. Like, it was just such a vibe. I'm really glad that I stayed.
The game will be on, the wings will be hot, and they'll be staying open until the last out. It's just one of the many local watch parties bringing team spirit to longtime local fans. Still to come, making a big difference for your four-legged friends. See how a local moving company is collecting donations to help the pets and their families. Plus, we'll see how a local animal sanctuary is building something special to make a big difference for some of the most vulnerable animals. You're watching CTV News Barrie. A special project's underway at Ralphie's Retreat Animal Sanctuary, transforming a barn into a dedicated end-of-life care space.
This is the future home of our hospice unit. It has served our animals for many years and served us well, but
this new hospice space will give more than 60 animals, either elderly, disabled, or in palliative care, a comfortable and peaceful place to spend their final days. The upgrade is long overdue, but after a tough winter followed by a scorching summer, the volunteer-led organization says the project can't be finished without community help.
we need some help with the construction of the sanctuary, helping to frame. We need some assistance. We need some new windows. We're looking for donations. We are looking for construction supplies, as well as medical supplies, anything that will help us get this project done, as well as volunteers to help get it finished before the snow flies. People can contact us directly by phone. They can email us through our website, or they can drop by if needed.
Ralphie's, known as a sanctuary within a sanctuary, is a non-profit. It relies entirely on donations, and they say this project isn't about construction, it's about compassion. With so many people struggling to put food on the table, it's no surprise their pets are going without too. 2 Men in a Truck is stepping in to help. Continuing its Movers for Mutts campaign, they're collecting pet food and toys for cats and dogs, hoping to gather 500 items.
Well, with animals, they don't have the ability to ask for the help, so they need people to be able to take the initiative and provide for them to make sure that they're living their best life.
Drop-off spots include the OSPCA and the Barrie 2 Men in a Truck office, so get your donations in before the last week of this month. The leaves are changing, and so is the energy as the Elmville Fall Fair returns for its 163rd year.
The community, all the friends and the family, everyone's getting together, having a great time.
I just had faith in myself that I could do a good pumpkin, and I thought it turned out really good.
Rides, games, and thousands of smiling kids pack the Midway, but it's more than just fun and cotton candy. It's a celebration of community, tradition, and Elmvale's rich agricultural roots.
It is a homecoming first and foremost. There's many people that have moved on from our community that was raised here, but they'll come back on this weekend. Every year they come back on this weekend to celebrate their roots, and our roots are very deep and wide. Our agriculture is everything here. That's how we started. That's how we were built.
With livestock and craft shows, tractor pulls, and more, it's a chance for kids who might not get an opportunity to see farming in their daily life to understand the foundation of their community. It wraps up tomorrow. Get ready, Colts fans. This one's for you. Our local Barrie Colts team is hosting a fan appreciation night at Sadlin Arena Saturday. No matter your age, there's something for everyone, including meet and greets with the players, $1 hot dogs, fun photo ops, and plenty of ways to win prizes. The annual event is a Colts way of saying thank you to the best fans in the OHL. Some real-life heroes were honored today at Simcoe County's Tri-Service Public Safety Awards ceremony. Call takers, dispatchers, and even a young 911 caller were recognized for their amazing work to keep our communities safe. Among them, a 6-year-old who took home a youth award for his brave 911 call that helped save a family member. Overall, the people were recognized for their quick thinking and teamwork, showing just how important these unsung heroes really are. For information on all our local events, along with other stories, you can go to our website. That's where you can watch our news live online and find all your local stories and breaking news as it happens. Just head to ctvnews.ca/Barrie or scan the QR code on your screen. Now, if you want to join Canada's heavy urban search and rescue team, you'll need to be comfortable with heights. Crews from 3 provinces have been putting their skills to the test, rappelling down a high-rise building. And as CTV's John Hendricks shows us, they weren't going over the edge alone.
It isn't every day that you see a dog rappelling down a 5-story building, but that's exactly what was happening at the Brandon Airport Thursday. And it wasn't just a single dog taking the plunge. A whole pack of dogs, along with their handlers, went over the ledge.
I wasn't nervous walking up, but as soon as you step over the ledge and the dog's on you, your heart rate definitely goes up. But you know what? It's all a learning opportunity.
And indeed, that's exactly why Canon Wong and other members from Canada's heavy urban search and rescue disaster response teams are in Brandon right now.
Okay, little tension.
Thursday, teams from Alberta and Vancouver, BC joined the Manitoba team for ongoing training.
I truly believe that 98% of people in Canada don't even know we have the capability which we have here.
And that includes the capability to drop into any disaster and search and rescue the victims. This includes from a collapsed building, a scenario the Vancouver team actually encountered in 2022.
We had a building rooftop parkade collapse in Vancouver, and it's where the rooftop parkade collapsed onto a bakery that was underneath, and my canine was actually the one that found the person.
Crawling over the rubble of a collapsed building isn't easy for the dog or their handler. That's why the teams train relentlessly and validate their skills every year.
These guys work really hard and train really hard to be ready for if any kind of disaster happened and did happen, our guys are prepared to go and to assist anybody that needs it.
No matter how high, they have to go to do it. John Hendricks, CTV News, Brandon.
Still to come, feeling bugged lately? Well, you're not the only one. Ladybugs and other insects are popping up in big numbers. Why they're swarming now, coming up, let's check in with KC in the garden.
Sure, a little rain coming down right now, but double-digit temperatures overnight pretty much everywhere. But back in 1980, we had a little precipitation in the form of 4 centimeters of snow. None of that in the forecast, I'll let you know. But our weather watcher, Artiste, says, I love the mild weather because I can take my robotic boat to the beach and play in the water with it. Well done, you're watching CTV News Barrie.
Thank you to everyone for sending in those photos all week long. Our picture of the week was submitted by Sue. Next week, we want you to show us how you're cheering on the Toronto Blue Jays this postseason. From decked out living rooms to 4-legged fans in jerseys, send those snaps in to picture this at ctv.ca. Now, with the Jays playing at Rogers Centre, maybe the Dome will be open. Case, how's the weather looking for the long weekend? That going to happen?
Oh, well, there's always the chance. There always is the chance. I personally want the dome closed because it's so much louder, and that's what we want. And we're looking for pictures this of how you're going to celebrate. Some of the garages, I've seen some fantastic Blue Jay caves. Yes, and well, we all know how to celebrate. Let's hope the celebration continues. Weather-wise, is it to continue? Well, a bit of a mixed bag this Thanksgiving. Rain has stopped. That's good. This is good too. We're looking at mild temperatures for this time of year. Certainly 16 degrees in Toronto, 15 at this moment in Alliston, 15 in Mount Forest, 13 in Parry Sound, and 14 degrees in Gravenhurst if you're heading up Muskoka. Lucky you. This is the almanac for today. 16 and -2, the high, the low, yes, below the freezing mark. Get used to it. And as far as records go, 27 degrees back in 2018 and a record low -5 in 1951. Sun rises tomorrow, 7:29, sets at 6:40, 11:11. That's what you get for daylight tomorrow. Adam, would you be so kind as to roll the forecast radar for me? Gobble, gobble. Thank you very much. Look at this. A little activity in our region. Yeah, and it's, you see how it's rotating? And yeah, it's just kind of hanging around until tomorrow. A few rotations, and then, well, let's discover. This is the southern tip of Georgian Bay Lake Simcoe. Overnight temperatures settling in 8 and 9 degrees, about 5 millimeters of rain in total. Okay, possibly even a thunderstorm. That is a slight possibility. For tomorrow, 14 and 16 degrees. There's a 60% chance of showers tomorrow, intermittent showers. And then, well, I think we're looking better for Sunday if you like sunshine. Orangeville, Bradford, Georgina, Newmarket, Richmond Hill, 5 to 10 millimeters of rainfall expected this evening. Again, off and on. And then 14 and 15 degrees for the high tomorrow. An additional 5 millimeters is certainly possible, as is the chance of a rolling thunderstorm. To Parry Sound, Huntsville, Bracebridge, Gravenhurst, Halliburton, 5 millimeters of rainfall expected this evening, 8 and 9 degrees. And then 16, 15, 14 degrees in Halliburton tomorrow for the highs. Cloudy skies for the most part, and 60% chance of a shower. That's tonight and tomorrow. Now, time for the Diamond and Diamond Lawyers 5-day extended forecast, and it looks like this. And we're starting in Simcoe County for this long weekend. Sunday, there's the sun. Hello, sunshine. 17 degrees the holiday Monday. Hey, there's the turkey. We didn't name the turkey this year. Monday, it looks like sun and cloud and 16 degrees. Sun wants to stick around, sun and cloud mix. Tuesday, 14 and 10 degrees. On the Wednesday, there is a 30% chance of a shower. 5-day extended forecast, York Region. Have a look. At this point, it looks like Sunday is cloudy and a 30% chance of shower activity. 17, 15 on the Monday, cloudy skies. And then cloud, well, it just seems to wants to stick around the whole weekend and into the middle of next week. 15 and 11 degrees on Wednesday, and yes, there is a 30% chance of showers coming down. Muskoka, Parry Sound, Halliburton, have a look. Yeah, the further north you go, the better weather there is if you do like sunshine this long weekend. 17 degrees and sun and cloud on Sunday. Monday looks like 15. Dancing turkey, something to dance about. And Tuesday, well, 14 sun and cloud, call it fair skies. Wednesday, there is an oh-so slight chance of showers. Latter part of the day, the high is 9. That's tonight's overnight low. The high is 9. I will say that again, and I will wish you happy Thanksgiving. Jack.
Thanks, Case. Now, despite that cooling weather, some across the country are noticing a surge in the number of insects, especially when it comes to ladybugs. As CTV's Jack Richardson explains, it's very likely due to the summer heat.
If it feels like you're seeing a lot more ladybugs than usual, you aren't alone. Just ask Melina Obey, who keeps finding swarms around her house.
They've been around for about a month, so maybe started in early September. They were there. I thought it was crazy.
In the fall, ladybugs typically become less active, but that hasn't really been the case so far this year.
When we had the 20, 25, 26, 27 degrees over the weekend, that was really warm, and that's when they're really, really active.
But the most prevalent has been the non-native and invasive Asian lady beetle, which looks very similar to a typical ladybug.
They can be recognized by the sort of right behind the head. You can sort of see like an M or a W that's white.
It's these ones that have been swarming homes. And while experts say for the most part they're harmless, that's not always the case.
They can bite once in a while, but it's usually because they feel that they're endangered. They don't have any venom or any poison.
Oh my God!
But for some, they can be a nuisance. And even when they don't bite, some say seeing so many is annoying.
I would go outside and I would have some, maybe like 15, 20 on me. They all fly in your face. So you get them in your ear, in your eyes, in your mouth.
Entomologists blame the dry summer.
With the heat of the summer and the dryness of the summer, the plants got stressed. And when a plant is stressed, it tends to reduce its defenses. And once the defenses are reduced, the aphids populations really kind of climb higher and higher.
For those who don't like them, the good news is falling temperatures mean Asian lady beetles will soon begin hibernating. Jack Richardson, CTV News.
Still to come, we've got a breakdown of the latest employment numbers. More on what sector is leading the way, providing more jobs across the country. Plus, we'll recap tonight's top stories. You're watching CTV News Barrie.
The Fall Color Report, brought to you by Canador Garage Doors, delivering great service to your door in Simcoe County and Muskoka.
Recapping our top stories, it's the Thanksgiving long weekend. That means plenty of activity around the region as people try to squeeze in one last cottage weekend. Businesses are getting ready and police are watching the roads as thousands make their way up the 400. Doran Coleman was in small claims court against a longtime friend who loaned him money 2.5 years ago, a $35,000 debt. The former lawyer, Coleman, lost his license after defrauding 20 clients out of $1.2 million. He says he doesn't have enough money to pay the loan back. Tenants locked out of their Barrie apartment after a fire more than 3 weeks ago still haven't been able to get their things. The landlord must make the building safe by October 24th. It may still be months before the building is returned to good enough condition for everyone to move back in. Now, today is World Mental Health Day, a day to recognize the struggles people are going through, including grief. As people prepare for Thanksgiving, mental health experts are asking you to check up on friends and loved ones and take a moment for yourself. World Mental Health Day was first observed this day 33 years ago. A new Angus Reid poll shows Canadians don't think a U.S. trade deal is coming anytime soon. 2/3 say the friendly tone between President Trump and Prime Minister Mark Carney is for show. Confidence in a good deal has dropped from 46% to 35% since July, with most blaming Trump's unpredictability, not Carney's efforts. And that cautious mood is showing up in the markets. The TSX and U.S. indexes were all in the red this morning, with energy stocks taking a hit as crude prices slip. To take a look at where the numbers have landed now, let's go to the board. The TSX was down 419 points, the Dow was down 878, and the Nasdaq was down 820. In commodities, oil was down, closing at $58.90 a barrel, and gold was up, finishing at $4,000 an ounce. Our dollar didn't change, staying stable at 71.43 cents U.S. Halloween costumes are getting scary. A price tag this year, and tariffs are to blame. Some Canadian business owners say they're ordering fewer costumes because of higher import costs from China thanks to President Trump's tariffs. Some of the prices are going up by as much as 25%. That means a $50 costume was $10 cheaper last year. On the flip side, big retailers are reportedly looking to scoop up sales with cheaper options. And for a surprise boost to the Canadian labour market, thousands of jobs have been added in the last month. As CTV's Adrian Grobriel reports, one specific sector is leading the way.
This particular unit here.
Inside Rudy Pasquini's stainless steel banding company, the pride he has for his self-made small business is evident.
We're the only ones in Canada that actually do this. We've been doing it since about 2001.
Though his plans to hire have been put on hold after multiple U.S. clients put the brakes on their orders from his Canadian company.
We had a deal cooking in the U.S. that would have probably brought in about $9 million U.S. dollars. And because of the tariffs, it's all been put on hold.
Canada's unemployment rate, not including the pandemic, held at the 9-year high posted in August. Yet the country's economy also posted a net gain of 60,400 jobs in September, led by manufacturing, which accounted for nearly half of the spike in employment. Though the uptick in manufacturing positions isn't being felt across the board.
Adrian, if we had that U.S. business and there were no tariffs, we would have expanded our operation by at least 10 more people.
The news is especially bleak for those trying to enter the job market. Unemployment among youth and young adults aged 15 to 24 increased to 14.7% in September, the highest it's been in 15 years.
Anytime the labor market has slacked, young people tend to bear the brunt of it.
The modest employment increase in September was also led by full-time work, according to Statistics Canada.
Here at Band and Go, Rudy Pasquini is calling on more recognition for the manufacturing sector and a renewed understanding of its ability to grow Canada's GDP and power job growth. Adrian Gabriel, CTV News, Vaughan, Ontario.
A new exhibit's making a splash at the Royal Ontario Museum. It's all about sharks. The family-friendly exhibition at the ROM invites visitors to sink their teeth in displays that dive into how sharks, an ancient creature, have captured our imagination for centuries. The big screen's giant replicas and interactive elements look at one of the ocean's most powerful predators, while also highlighting the latest science and research. It officially opens October 11th and will run through to March 22nd of next year. Still to come, Blue Jays fever's in full swing. We'll show you special sites in Toronto like this one that pay homage to the team. You're watching CTV News Barrie. Taking a look at your primetime lineup for tonight. At 8 o'clock, the CTV2 movie, Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. And at 11 o'clock, CTV News. Now taking a look at what's trending online. A lot of jealous eyes are on an Ontario man, winner of the largest Lotto Max jackpot in the province's history.
I checked it on the app and I thought it said $75,000, which was awesome. And until I realized there were a few more zeros. And then I looked again, and that's when it really hit me, that it was $75 million. First thing I said I got to do is I got to go tell my wife and share the news.
David Hatt bought a last-minute lotto ticket on a whim, and it paid off big. He just claimed the $75 million jackpot from the August 19th draw. He and his wife plan to give back to the community, support charities, and, yeah, splurge on a dream home, trip to Europe, and some new golf clubs. Gwen Stefani's reuniting with her band No Doubt to headline the Las Vegas Sphere. The band is scheduled to play 6 shows at the unique Las Vegas venue, according to the Rolling Stone. The short run is expected to kick off in the beginning of May. The Toronto Blue Jays have been trending all week long, and as they fly deeper into the postseason, our CTV News chopper got a bird's-eye view of a special site in Toronto. Now that's a parking garage painted with the Yorkville Murals Festival back in August before the playoff run became a reality. Time now for our Get Up and Go. And Case, I know you have something to say about it. What do you think about them?
What do I think about the mural? Fantastic. Love the mural. Love it. I wish I had a Blue Jay collar instead of my duck collar out here. Got anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay, let's talk about the Get Up and Go forecast. Here we go. Let's talk about the Get Up and Go forecast. 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, cloud rules. Yes, we're looking at a good chance of some shower activity in the Barrie area. 9 degrees, 10 in Newmarket. And yes, we are looking at a good chance of showers right across the board. 9 degrees in Gravenhurst, cloudy skies. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Jack, take it away.
That's our newscast. I'm Jack Morse. I'll be back at 11. Good night.